So I decided to do an FB, a live video on Facebook. And I want to also take time to thank you and appreciate everybody who tuned in to watch. And I'm sorry for the technical challenges that I experienced today because they were cutting the live feed. Yeah. So I said today I'm going to do this. Come rain, come shine. Come challenges, come no challenges. Yeah. So thank you so much. I really needed to record this. I had in again, if you promise you pay, that's what I mean in English. Alright? Okay, so I have rolled out my fondant and I'm going to use it on this board. This is an 8-inch board or a 1 kg board. Now, when you're deciding what ribbon to use on boards, or let me just get there, let me explain that when I get there. So now I'm going to cover this board with the fondant. Now there are two ways you can do this. You can decide to roll in the design on the fondant and then place the fondant on the board. Alternatively, you could decide to place the fondant on the board and roll the design over. Okay? So you can go with either or, but my preference is placing the fondant on the board and rolling over the design on the fondant while it's on the board. Reason being, when you do this, you first do the design, then place it on the board. Now in the process of trying to firm the fondant and let it stick on the board, you end up smudging the design or like thinning it out, so the emphasis and the weight of the design doesn't quite show. So that is why I opt to actually place the fondant on the board, then roll it there or impress with whatever design I need on the board while it's on the board, so that in the process of designing, on the process of impressing the design, it's actually getting stuck on the board. Okay, so I'm going to start with dampening the cake board. I have a sponge here that has I've dipped in water. And you don't want to wet the board, you want to dampen the board. So I'm just going to dampen the board so that the fondant sticks properly, and I'm done. And this is wet, but let me see if I can work with it. All right, so I am going to place the fondant on top of the board. And I'm going to use the fondant smoother to first smoothen the fondant, to remove any extra air bubbles that I may have trapped in while placing the fondant on the board. So I'm going to smoothen out that, and as I press onto the fondant so that it sticks on the board. Okay. All right. After that, I'm going to use one of the rolling pins. Let me use the baby, or do I use the love? Let me use the love because I love you. Let me use the love. Or I don't use the love. I use the love in the failed Facebook videos. I'm not going to use this. Let me use this for baby, or let's say rose. These two comes out very nicely, by the way. Let me use this so that you can be able to see it on the video properly. Okay, so I am going to roll the design onto the board. Now I'm starting with here. So another thing I realized when you're doing the design, say let me use the example, this example. So when you're rolling out your design on the board, on the fondant, I realized if you roll, if you roll while pressing onto the handles, when you roll like this, once you're through, you realize this whole part that the design does not come out weighty with depth. It doesn't come out clearly, and it doesn't come out looking good. So you have to, like, you know, try fix the design again so that you press on again. So just to avoid that, what I do is I don't hold the handles. I go straight and place the weight and the strength of my hands onto the entire rolling pin. Okay, you get? So I roll, and so I have a very, I have to be steady so that it's uniform distribution of force, okay, so that the design is uniform. So I hope you got that. So in that case, I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm starting from the edge of the board, and I'm going to impress the design slowly by slowly till the end. Okay, now once you're done, you will find out, you'll realize there's some places that because of maybe the length of the rolling pin, some places didn't get the design. So not to worry. So what you do, you bring the rolling pin like to the edge, so that now you let the first part of the design land on the place that has not been covered yet. Because if you now then try to cover this way, then you will mess, this other part will mess with the already established design. So you want to come with the edge of your rolling pin, depending on what the size remaining, and you want to roll firmly around the section. See that? And I want to do the same here. Yeah, I think that's good. That's so beautiful. I want to show you, but I'm not done yet. Let me finish. So now what we want to do is to cut off the excess. Then I will show you the design I've done so that it doesn't fall off. So I am going to dip my pizza cutter, my wheel cutter, into cornstarch, and then I will start trimming the sides. So you have to first trim the first one, see where the board is, just to make sure you're not cutting into the fondant and you're not leaving out too much excess. So just to be accurate in your cutting, in your slicing off, in your trimming, you need to just establish that. So I am going against the board, okay? I'm going against the board. I'm going like with a back and forth movement to be able to clear out small excesses that would end up looking like, misplaced. So you see, you need to leave that very clean finish. Okay. So I hope I'm doing it well from your side. Okay, so if you're not used yet to going all around without seeing or without having to look, just make sure you just twist the board and go ahead and clear. Okay. So far so good. So we're about to finish. So I'm just going to dip a little on the cornstarch, get out excess, and clean up. I hope you are able to see that clearly. Okay. All right. So there you go. You have your fondant. So beautiful. Let me show you. So this is the design. Can you see it? I hope you can see it. I'm hoping to get your answers on the comment section. So when I ask a question, you better give an answer. All right? Show me you're together with me, and I'm not talking here alone. I need to know that we are together. So I hope you can see clearly. It's good. All right. So make sure you comment. I will follow up to check if you actually saw the design. Okay, so on to the next step of covering the board with ribbon. Okay, let me clear these up. Let me clear these out of the space. You clear as you go. You clear as you go so that you're able to finish clean and looking excellent as you go along. So I'm just going to do this with this paper, cling film paper, wrap, and then I'll sort that out later in an airtight container. All right, so we are done with this. I'm going to get this out of the way. Okay, let's clean our table, just to ensure we are working on a clean table at all times, All right. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to cover your board with a ribbon. I have a variety of ribbons here. I have wider ribbons, I have narrower ribbons. So really it's a variety, and you'll be spoiled for choice when you go shopping. So, oh, by the way, I got the ribbons from Cake World. Lenny, I hope you're watching. I got these ribbons from you. Thank you so much. I got them from Lenny of Cake World. They're located in Hurlingham. Please pay them a visit, Hurlingham Plaza. They also do edible prints, very, very clear edible prints. For all those who've been asking me where I get my edible prints, they're so clear, they're so sharp, the focus is so good, then that's the place to go. Lady of Cake World at Hurlingham Plaza, first floor, okay? So I got this, some love. So now that I love you guys, I'm gonna use this. All right. So I have a double-sided tape. You have to buy a double-sided tape, meaning that it has tape both sides. Like this side has the adhesive part, and then once you attach the ribbon onto the tape, you actually peel off to get the next or the other adhesive part of the tape. All right, so I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to call one of my crew people. Come here, you know who I'm talking to. Come here, we do this. So you need somebody to, I'm just going to brush off any excesses of cornstarch so you have a clean. Oh, by the way, after doing the ribbon, or just before doing the ribbon, you can actually steam the fondant so that you have this shiny outlook. But let me do this. Let me just do the ribbon, and then I'm going to show you how to steam. All right? Okay. So welcome to the studio, Brenda. She's another cartoon. I've been with her like 4 years. Welcome. So I want to show you how you do the double-sided tape. So I'm going to hold for you. Okay. So what we are going to do, I'm calling her to demonstrate as I explain. So first, you have to ensure, I don't know if you can see, I don't want you to miss out on any tips. You have to ensure the ribbon is aligned to the tape. And then now what she will do, she will go ahead and attach the ribbon onto the tape. She will go ahead and attach the ribbon onto the tape, aligning it to the tape so that there are no excesses of ribbon like off the tape or too much into the tape. So yeah, that's what you need to ensure. So if you have somebody to help you with this, you can do this with somebody else helping you to hold one end. If not, that's okay. What you could do, you could just actually peel off the other part of the adhesive, or just leave some excess tape here, the adhesive part. Don't peel off first. Just leave an excess. So it means just a minute, Brenda. So it means instead of starting from here, you can start somewhere like here. Okay, I hope you're getting it. You can start the tape around here, the ribbon around here, so that now the side, the adhesive part, you glue it on a surface. Okay, you glue it on the surface very, very firmly. Then you can go ahead all along to attach the tape, the ribbon to the tape. Got it? All right. So I think this should be enough. Thank you so much, Brenda. Makofi ya kilo to Brenda. Makofi ya kilo in Kenya means a cloutious, weighty, heavy hand clap. Yes. So that's the makofi ya kilo in Kenya. That's Kiswahili. All right. So now you have your double-sided tape on the ribbon. So all we need to do is rip off. We're going to peel off, not ripping off. We're going to peel off the other side of the tape and then attach it onto the board. You see where I'm going? You see where I'm going? All right. So let's get started. So I am going to peel off the other side of the tape. All right. So here. So I'm getting the other side of the tape. All right. So what you do, you don't peel it off completely. So you do part by part as you stick it onto the board. Okay. So let's go. Okay. So there you go. Then so as I peel off, I go around my board tightly, covering with a ribbon, and then I go back with my hand and just smoothing the sides. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to hold the tape. The tape I'm peeling off, that's the one that has the ribbon. Then I will tightly go around, and then I will flatten. So so I pressed on the design there by mistake. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. All right. So I'm going again, up tightly, tightly. So I'll just smoothen that out. Okay. So we are almost done. We are almost done. All right. So I'm almost at the point of where I started. If you feel your tape is not so aligned, please just peel off and then redo. Just peel off and go back in with it. So I'm back at the point where we started. So I want to show you something. So like the end is already, I had already gotten to the end, but you need to overlap the design. You need to overlap the ribbon so that it doesn't look like it was cut short or you ran out of ribbon. It doesn't look good. So just overlap a little bit. And when you're done, I'll use the pair of scissors. I'm going to use my pair of scissors to cut off. You see that? Ain't that beautiful? Eh? Very beautiful. Mrembo sana. Eh? Beautiful. In Kiswahili is mrembo. Beautiful. So I'm going to use the pair of scissors to cut off. Let me just do from the edge of the table, so I can go all the way across. Good. And there we go. So now, mostly the end the place that the place that the ribbon ends is basically the behind, where you turn the turntable and the cake. It's like the back of the cake. Okay, so you don't bring the joint to the front of the cake. Okay, so all those final finishes, you take them behind the cake. So this I'm going to deal with it later. For now, I want to finish these and show you how to finally transfer the whipped cream onto a fondant embossed bowl. Good. So now we're going to use something called the cake lifter. I have several, but I'm just going to show you. This is the cake actually. This is the cake. All right. This is my cake lifter. I have another one, but this is, I find this one better. So, all right. I thought I had a cloth. Okay, I think it's okay. All right. That's okay. So now what you do, I have a table here though, not very necessary. I can actually show you. So when you look at your cake and the finishing of your cake, all right, so when you look at your finished cake, or by the way, for this cake, and most, let's say 99% of my cakes, if not fondant or buttercream or Swiss marine buttercream SMBC frosting I'm using, if not one of those, I am actually using Pristine, which is a non-dairy cream available in Kenya, locally available. So all these things that I'm using, demonstrating with, they are locally available, okay? So my favorite cream is Pristine, and most of you have asked me to, do a video demonstrate how to whip Pristine cream from scratch to end. I am going to do that, I promise. So for now, that's the cream. So Skypex, please. Those are like the main distributors, the distributors in Kenya. Please, Pristine should not be going out of stock. That's mistreating me, like for real, for real. So Pristine is the deal, all right? I love Pristine. I use my ganache with Pristine. And like now I have the chocolate, the golden yellow drips, chocolate drips. So I used Pristine as the cream, in the ganache part. In the ganache, that was the cream part, I used Pristine. So yeah, that's the cake, the whipped cream. I'm going to show you how to transfer it to this board, and we are done. Remember to post your questions, post your comments, your suggestions, whatever you want to share your mind on regarding this session, please go ahead, feel free. All right, so I'm going to scoop now. Once you have your cake ready, you need to establish what's your best part. Sometimes when you're decorating cake, there are those parts that seem as though they didn't come out as you really wanted, but there's some parts of the cake that really come out shining bright and looking good and all finished well. So you need to establish what side of cake, what that side is on your cake. Because then that side will be the front side of your cake, whereby when the client opens the box, that's the best part they see, okay? So in this case, I'm going to work with, help me guys, which side? Here? Can we do here? I think this is good. We can have this as the front side. And for this one, remember the joint should be behind. All right, so once you establish, say like this is my best part, so I'm going to scoop from behind, like directly opposite side, okay? So let's go ahead. The moment of truth. Yeah, there. You scoop straight into the cake. If you see it moving, find it moving, you just slide it a little bit, just support it by bending slowly. Okay, so we need this to go much further. Okay. Oh, it's not moving. It's not moving further. So let me see. As long as there you are. There you go. We can do this. All right. So what you do is come, look at do eyeball, because you want to place your cake in a more central position. So you establish what that position is, like there. I think I'm okay. I'm okay. Yeah. All right. So we are done. Close by. We are close to being done. Now, the trick here is gently and slowly pulling out the cake lifter. All right. So already almost half of the cake is on the board. Our cakes are normally moist, tender, and so once you place it on the board, it has its grip on because the fondant will still hold on to the cake, so kind of help you hold the cake back as you pull out the cake lifter, all right? So that's the gist, that's the principle, underlying principle here. All right? So I'm going to pull slowly and I'm going to lift my cake lifter a little bit at an angle to allow the cake to rest on the board. Okay, look at it. To allow the cake to rest on the board. And there you go. No smudges. Pew. No smudging. No smudging. Not at all. Alright? So there you go. We just transferred that and you could now go ahead and finish your cake. You can actually leave it like that, or you could go ahead and pipe to just, I'm using a number 22 with pristine cream, of course, in a piping bag. And I'm done. Yeah. So that's how we do it. And sometimes, actually, why I left, if you notice, I've left, I think it's by reflex or something, but once we place the cake on the board, on the final board, we normally leave, I don't know if you've seen most of my cakes that are the whipped cream cakes. Most of them I've placed the message on the board, okay? So if you want to place the message on the board, just make sure you let the cake go a little further behind so that you leave space for your message. Especially there's some small plunger cutters for letters and numbers, I think, yeah, which produce, they give you very small, tiny letters, but it's all in capitals. And also they're small letters, so it's up to you, lowercase, uppercase. So that's why I leave that, and they will fit there right away. So thank you for watching. I don't have, let me show you. You see? You see the cake? That's the finished cake. That's the finished cake. So we have just transferred the cake on a fondant. Oops! On a fondant embossed board. So yeah, there, I'm done. I just licked my finger over and I'm not gonna touch anything else. I'm just gonna touch this cake while eating it. Oh, I'm cutting, wait, that's for tomorrow. Okay? Thank you for watching. Please share with your friends. Be back here to see the next video I'll be posting. Goodbye and thank you.